Have you all ever wondered about the history of tomatoes? According to FlavorFresh.com, tomatoes originated from the Andes Mountains into what is today called Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and Chile, where they grew wild. They were cultivated by the Aztecs as early as 700 AD. What did the first tomato look like? It was actually called the golden apple, and it had a very yellowish golden color, and it was about the size of a cherry. They were admired for their beauty, but tomatoes were considered very poisonous, so they would get close to them and take pictures if they could, but they would never eat them. There's many legends and myths about when the first tomato actually arrived in Europe. It was around the 16th century from what research I could find on FlavorFresh.com. One myth said that it was actually brought back by the Spanish conquistadors from Central America. Another legend said that two Jewish priests actually brought the tomato to Italy, and that's how it spread all over Europe. And another legend said that Christopher Columbus actually brought it back on a trip that he made to the New World. How many types of tomatoes exist? According to HarlemPlants.com, there are more than 3,000 varieties of Harlem or heritage tomatoes in active cultivation worldwide, and more than 15,000 known varieties. Even though that there is only 3,000 varieties grown around the world in active cultivation, some of the reasons why not all 15,000 are grown is because they're not as popular as some of the most selling tomatoes, and you wouldn't want to sell 15,000 tomatoes if you only knew that 3,000 varieties would actually sell. On this side, there's 3 different types of tomatoes that I thought had cool names or looked really cool. The Cherokee Purple, which has a very purplish tint. The Indigo Apple, which has a very bluish color. And then the Green Zebra, which has a base color of green and stripes, which imitates a zebra. According to the U.S. Supreme Court, there was a court case, Nix versus Hidden, in 1893, which determined whether or not the tomato was actually a vegetable or a fruit, because there was a lot of debates in the U.S. customs whether or not you would classify the tomato as a vegetable or fruit. In 1893, the U.S. Supreme Court decided that a tomato would actually be taxed in customs as a vegetable. The top producing tomato states, some of those are California, Ohio, and Virginia, and some of the top processing states are California, Indiana, and Ohio. The processing states are where the tomatoes, after they are grown, are taken to be made into tomato juice or tomato paste or diced tomatoes, where that's where they come canned and are sent to factories if they need them in some of their recipes. Food around the world uses tomatoes. The tomato is actually a building block for many recipes in our cultures. A fun fact that the first tomato was not actually eaten in the U.S. until 1820 because of the rumors that had spread from Europe that if you ate a tomato, your blood would turn to acid and that you would foam at the mouth. So after this man in Massachusetts ate the tomato, he was so happy that he actually did not die because there was so many speculations that you actually would. But like I said, tomatoes are used in many different foods. The history of tomatoes is very interesting, and there are many types of varieties of tomatoes.